Are you looking for a hearty weeknight dinner? Well, these enchiladas are it. They are made with a double bean filling and are so easy to throw together. Let's get started. We'll start with our black bean filling. So I've drained and rinsed a can of black beans, and to it we're gonna add some diced green chilies. And then we'll add a half tablespoon of some taco seasoning here. So I'll link my favorite homemade taco seasoning blend. It's no salt added, so we're gonna add our own salt, but if you use a store-bought sauce or store-bought taco seasoning, you probably don't wanna add any salt to the beans. We will squeeze in some garlic cloves using my favorite garlic press. And then the last thing to add to this is we're gonna chop the white and light green parts of these scallions. So I just chop them off, and I'll reserve these to garnish with later. To make sure that they blend in with the beans, I'm gonna cut them in half, and then I will just finely chop them. All right, so we'll just go ahead and mix this together. And I will add a pinch of salt since my taco seasoning didn't have salt and I had no salt beans, so it is important to add salt to this layer. Okay, and now we're gonna make the refried bean layer, which is even easier. So just take a can of refried beans. I probably should have just done this off camera. It's definitely not the prettiest thing. Oh my God, close up of my struggles. Real life. Okay. Okay, back to it. So with our refried beans out, we're gonna add another half tablespoon of taco seasoning to them. And again, check the salt of the beans and your taco seasoning. You might want to add a pinch of salt, which I'm going to do. A fork is really good to mash these together, as I'm sure you can see. But we'll just make sure that the seasoning is mixed in with the beans, and then we'll be ready to assemble. To start with the assembly, we're gonna take our 9x13 pan and pour a little of our enchilada sauce on the bottom to keep the enchiladas nice and saucy and kind of prevents them from sticking. So we'll go ahead and just spread that around. Okay. Now I've got my tortillas here. We're using flour tortillas today. If you do use corn, you'll wanna heat them up a little bit so they roll a lot better. So in the tortilla, there are two ways to do this. You can dip it in the sauce. It gets a little messy. So today we're gonna do the second method. So I'm gonna take the tortilla and I'm just gonna spread some sauce around the inside of the tortilla. And then we will layer in our black bean mixture, and then our refried beans. A sprinkle of cheese. And then go ahead and wrap it over. And tuck it in a little bit, roll, and then take it and put it seam side down so it doesn't open up in there, and then keep going. So you do want to be careful to not overfill them too much, or the filling will all come out. Which I kind of have that problem anyway. Do as I say, not as I do. The size of your tortilla will impact how many enchiladas you're gonna get out of it. So these are a little bigger flour tortillas. So So probably get about 8, but sometimes they're a little smaller too, so you can get 10 or 12 out of them. All right, they're all rolled up, so now we're gonna top them with some sauce. Just go ahead and pour it on top here. And I like them extra saucy, so if you have more that you wanna pour on, go ahead. All right, we'll spread it around. And then of course, we're gonna finish with cheese. Again, lover of cheese, so just add to your heart's desire here, or until you run out, like me. Okay, now we'll pop them in the oven, and I'll be ready to dig in. All right, we've garnished with some cilantro and green onion and my favorite creamy jalapeno sauce. And now it's time to dig in. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. They just smell so good. All right, a little bite of everything here. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. So flavorful. And that homemade enchilada sauce seriously takes them up a notch. Have it for dinner tonight, and I will see you back here next week for another meatless meal that everyone will love. Until then, happy eating. So good. Well, this bean chili is definitely not chili. Okay, let me try that again. I really sniffed. I'm just gonna keep standing here and eat. Hello.